The sunfish family includes many of the widely recognized and popular fishes. Largemouth and smallmouth, rock bass, and both white and black crappie are members of this family. Members of the sunfish family are generally deep-bodied and compressed laterally, which provides them with a round and thin pancake-like appearance. Their fins often have soft rays and stiff spines that provide protection from predators. All sunfish are nest builders, and their saucer-shaped nests can be frequently observed along the shoreline of ponds, lakes, and streams in late spring. These nests usually consist of a circular depression in silt, sand, or gravel that's lighter in color than the surrounding substrate because an adult male has consistently scraped silt, algae, or other organic material from accumulating within the nest area. An active, nest-guarding male can often be observed swimming within the nest vicinity, guarding both eggs and newly hatched youngs. A few days after hatching, the young emerge from the nest, at which time the guarding parent leaves them to care for themselves. Females can have up to 13,000 eggs per pound of female, with older fish having fewer on a per-pound basis. The first spawns from a female are the largest. After a female spawns, she will move off or be run off by the male. A few days later, immature eggs left in the ovary will ripen, and the female will find another male to spawn with. The first male is usually too busy caring for the eggs or the fry to spawn for a while. When eggs first hatch, the fry do not have mouth parts or fins and still have the egg yolk attached. At this stage, they are called sac fry. They will stay on the bottom, living on the yolk, for about a week. At this point, with mouth parts and fins developed and the heavy yolk used up, they will start to swim around searching for food. He will then either scatter the fry or abandon them. At about 1 month old, or an inch long, the fry are considered fingerlings and begin to eat other fish. The water has usually warmed up to about 75 degrees Fahrenheit at this point, and bluegill are spawning, giving these young bass lots of food. Much of the largemouth's popularity as a game fish is due to its aggressive attitude and willingness to strike a lure or bait with explosive force. They will strike almost any kind of artificial lure or live bait, but most are taken on plastic worms, surface plugs, spinner baits, crankbaits, bass bugs, and shiner minnows. The adult bass's diet includes fish, crayfish, crabs, frogs, salamanders, snakes, mice, turtles, and even birds. Female bass live longer than males and are much more likely to reach trophy size. The world record for largemouth bass is 22 pounds 4 ounces, caught in Montgomery Lake in Georgia in 1932. Female bass live longer than males and are much more likely to reach trophy size. By age 2 or 3, females grow much faster than male bass. Males seldom exceed 16 inches, while females frequently surpass 22 inches. At 5 years of age, females may be twice the weight of males. 1-year-old bass average about 7 inches in length and grow to an adult size of 10 inches in about 1.5 to 2.5 years. In one study, red and white lures caught 3 times as many largemouths as any other color. But in deeper water, most colors appear as shades of gray, so color selection is of less importance. Their eyes absorb more light than the human eye, enabling the fish to see its food in dim light or even in total darkness. They will feed at any time of the day or night, but they're less inclined to leave cover and search for food under bright conditions. So, like most fish, they prefer to hang out in the shade. They find better ambush camouflage in shady areas or under low light conditions. Along with the normal hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch, they also have the lateral line, which is a series of sensitive nerve endings that extends from just behind the gill to the tail on each side of the fish. The lateral line picks up underwater vibrations as subtle as a swimming baitfish. And experiments have proven that by the use of these lateral lines, the bass can still find food and survive even in the murkiest of waters, and also even if they're blinded by an eye injury. They hear with internal ears located within the skull. They can see in all directions except directly below or directly behind them. In clear water, they can see 30 feet or more, but in most bass waters, the visibility is usually between 5 and 10 feet. They can also see objects that are above the water, including you, standing in your boat with that brightly colored shirt on. So remember, in clear water, you should always try to wear clothing that will match your background.